Hello, it's Phil at digitaldjtips.com with a quick look at the KRK Rokit 6 active studio monitor speakers. So here they are. These are the KRK Rokit 6s. They are active, which means they have a built-in amplifier, and also they are standalone. So each individual speaker is identical. Each speaker has its own power cable, its own on and off, and its own amplifier. In fact, they're bi-amps, which means there are two amplifiers, one for the treble and one for the bass. Now they're probably instantly recognizable to you. They've become quite an iconic speaker with their yellow cone and their rounded edges, and their front porting for the bass. Now this hole here, this slit here, it allows the air to move in and out of the speaker for the bass quality, the bass sound to come across properly. Some speakers have it on the back. KRK reckon that because it's on the front, you get truer bass out of them. I'm not sure how true that is. There's some very good speakers with the porting at the back, but nonetheless, this is something that's distinctive on the KRK speakers. So the front of the speaker has the woofer and the tweeter. The woofer on these, the KRK Rokit 6s, is a 6-inch circumference, which is where they get their name from. There's also a KRK Rokit 5 and a Rokit 8, so you can guess the difference with those speakers. Round the back is the power cable, which is a big, thick kettle-style power input, a big power switch, and then three inputs here. We have a balanced XLR and a balanced TRS, and there's also an unbalanced RCA. Now this is good because it means you can plug in lots of things at once and not be always reaching around the back or using a patch bay or something like that in order to have various inputs. So say you're a DJ producer, you probably have your DJ gear or your DJ controller heading into one of these, and you may have your mixing desk from your production into another one, and you might even have your computer feeding into the third one for listening to online radio or iTunes or whatever. So that's quite useful for the kind of non-purist people who have a studio which also might double up as a DJ practice room and even double up as a living room or something like that. There's a volume control here. This basically means that you can control the overall volume. You can have your gain staging all nice, all the way up to where you plug into your speaker and then just control the volume in the room there. And there's also this control here which purist DJ producers or purist producers might balk at, but nonetheless it's something that's quite good for when you have a less than perfect listening conditions. It's a Posh tone control. It's basically a high frequency level adjust, and it's got four settings actually. The central setting, or the up setting, is just flat, and then you can boost the high frequency slightly. You can also tail off the high frequency slightly just to match your listening conditions. These are a value speaker. They're about $200 each, £160. And as such, I think they're really good value. They don't have some of the features of, say, the Pioneer SDJ range. The main feature that they lack against those speakers is a remote control, which allows you to mute the speakers and switch the inputs, and also switch the EQ on and off, because the Pioneers have a switchable EQ system. So they haven't got some of that sophistication, but sound quality wise, I think they're right up there with speakers like the Pioneers, which cost a lot more. So if you're looking for a speaker to upgrade from your domestic speakers, you might be using your hi-fi speakers or even reasonable computer or gaming speakers at the moment, but you want to kind of get a bit more serious about them. I think the KRK range is really good, and they're going to suit you all the way up to the really serious producer who's using speakers in a dedicated studio. And in those kind of circumstances, some of the compromises that have been made here are not going to be applicable to you, and you might be looking to spend a bit more for a more pure quality and a few less features. But overall, that's my view on them. A good speaker. We haven't reviewed the 5 or the 8 yet, so I can't compare them to their little brother or their bigger brother, but the middle of the range is a good model.